Have you ever wondered if someone is obsessed with you? It's a thought that may have crossed your mind, especially when someone's behavior towards you seems a little off. Obsession can stem from various roots: insecurity, trauma, or even mental health issues. It's not always easy to spot, but when it surfaces, it can have serious implications. So how do you identify it? Well, buckle up, because today we'll be discussing 9 signs that a woman might be obsessed with you. Firstly, constant communication is a common sign of obsession. Let's delve into this a bit more. Imagine you receive frequent calls, texts, or messages from her across different platforms, even when there's no specific reason for her to reach out. It's like your phone never stops buzzing, and it's always her. Not just that, she might expect immediate responses from you and could become anxious if you don't reply promptly. This isn't about a simple "how are you" or "good morning" text. It's about an incessant need for contact that goes beyond the norm. It's about her needing to be in touch with you, constantly, regardless of the time, place, or situation. This urge for constant communication can be an indication of obsession, a red flag that shouldn't be ignored. So, if she's reaching out to you consistently without any specific reason, you might want to take note. The second sign is being overly attached. Now, we all love attention from someone we're into, but when it starts feeling like you're the only thing in their world, it can get a bit overwhelming. An obsessed woman may display strong, possessive behavior. She'll want to spend every possible moment with you, even if it's inconvenient for you. It's normal to want to share experiences with someone you care about, but when she gets upset, or exhibits jealousy when you're spending time with others, it's a clear sign of clinginess. This is not just about her wanting to be around you, it's about her wanting to monopolize your time to the exclusion of everyone else. The line between affection and obsession can sometimes blur, and it's essential to recognize when it's crossed. Possessiveness, extreme clinginess, and jealousy are not signs of love, they're signs of obsession. If she's upset when you're not around, it might be more than just affection. The third sign is excessive attention. Now, we all appreciate a bit of attention, but there's a line between interest and obsession. If a woman is showing an intense interest in every single aspect of your life, it might be time to raise an eyebrow. It's one thing to be curious about your hobbies or your favorite music, but it's another thing entirely to know the ins and outs of your daily schedule, your favorite coffee spot, even the names of your childhood pets. This kind of excessive attention often goes hand in hand with a certain degree of social media stalking. You might notice her liking posts from years back or making references to things you've only ever mentioned online. She's not just interested in you, she's invested in you, and not necessarily in a healthy way, so keep an eye out for that excessive attention. It might seem flattering at first, but remember, everyone needs their own space. If she's showing an intense interest in your life, it could be a red flag. The fourth sign is excessive gift-giving. Now, who doesn't love receiving gifts? It's a universal way of expressing affection and appreciation. But when the gift-giving becomes excessive or extravagant without any special occasion, it might be a sign of something more concerning. An obsessed woman may shower you with gifts not just to show affection, but also to buy your attention and manipulate your feelings towards her. She might present you with expensive presents, or things you've casually mentioned in conversation, showing that she's paying an intense amount of attention to your every word. These gifts could be her way of trying to stay in your good graces, or to keep you indebted to her in some way. This kind of gift-giving is not about generosity, it's about control and manipulation. It's crucial to recognize this behavior and understand the underlying intentions. Remember, gifts are nice, but they shouldn't come with strings attached. The fifth sign is a lack of boundaries. This is more than just being overly attached. It's about crossing lines that should not be crossed and invading your personal space. An obsessed woman may not respect your need for privacy. She could show up at your place uninvited or insist on knowing every detail about your day, including your whereabouts at all times. She may even try to control who you spend time with, steering you away from friends and family to keep you all to herself. It's a clear sign of obsession when she disregards your personal boundaries. It's essential to remember that everyone has the right to their own space and the freedom to choose who they spend their time with. If you notice that she's not respecting these rights, it's a red flag. If she's disregarding your personal boundaries, it's time to have a serious talk. The sixth sign is idealization. This is when she starts to view you as flawless, placing you on a pedestal and seeing you as the epitome of perfection. She may begin to idolize you to an unrealistic extent, disregarding your flaws and focusing only on what she perceives as your admirable qualities. But what happens when this bubble of perfection bursts? When she realizes that, like all humans, you have your shortcomings too, this idealization can lead to disappointment or even resentment. She might feel let down when you fail to live up to the unrealistic standards she's set for you. In some cases, she might even blame you for not meeting her expectations, leading to unnecessary tension and conflict. Remember, nobody is perfect, and it's unhealthy to be perceived as such. It's important to maintain a balanced view of each other in a relationship, acknowledging both strengths and weaknesses. The seventh sign is emotional intensity. Obsession can often manifest in the form of intense emotional reactions. Picture a roller coaster with its dizzying highs and terrifying lows. This is what the emotional landscape can look like when someone is obsessed. One moment, she's showering you with affection, her world revolving around your happiness. But in the next instant, she could become volatile or manipulative if she perceives a shift in closeness or affection. These emotional outbursts can be both confusing and draining, leaving you on edge, never quite sure what mood will strike next. It's important to remember that such extreme emotional fluctuations are not a sign of deep passion, but rather a symptom of obsession. This pattern of behavior can be a serious red flag, indicative of an unhealthy attachment. If her emotions are a roller coaster, it might be more than just passion. The eighth sign is trying to isolate you from others. This behavior is a classic sign of obsession. When a woman starts to view your friends, family, or other potential romantic interests as threats to her relationship with you, she may try to isolate you from them. It's like she's creating a bubble where only the two of you exist. She might discourage you from spending time with others or subtly sabotage your other relationships. For instance, she might criticize your friends or family, or stir up conflicts to drive a wedge between you and them. She might even go as far as spreading rumors or lies to tarnish your relationships. This isolation is a manipulative tactic aimed at maintaining control over you. It's as if she's trying to become the sole influencer in your life, dictating your choices and decisions. This behavior can be particularly harmful since it cuts you off from your support network, leaving you more vulnerable. If she's trying to cut you off from your support network, it's a serious red flag. The ninth and final sign is an unwillingness to accept rejection. This is a major red flag, signaling that the woman in question may be obsessed. In such cases, despite your clear lack of interest or even outright rejection, she continues to pursue you relentlessly. It's as if your words are falling on deaf ears and she's living in a reality entirely of her own making. Furthermore, this unwillingness to accept rejection might not stop at persistent pursuit. She may spread rumors, create misunderstandings, or do whatever she can to drive a wedge between you and the people you care about. The goal? To monopolize your time and affection, leaving no room for anyone else. In essence, if she can't take no for an answer and persists in her pursuit against your wishes, it's a clear sign of obsession. This behavior is not about love or affection, but about control and possession. So, these are the 9 signs that a woman might be obsessed with you. We started with constant communication, where her frequent calls and messages, often without any specific reason, could indicate an obsession. Then, we tackled the sign of being overly attached, where she may show possessive behavior and intense jealousy. Excessive attention was the third sign, where she shows intense interest in every aspect of your life, possibly even stalking your social media. The fourth sign was extravagant gift-giving, which could be a method to manipulate your emotions. We also talked about the lack of boundaries, idealization, emotional intensity, isolation from others, and finally the unwillingness to accept rejection. These signs can all indicate an unhealthy obsession. It's crucial to remember that these signs should be approached with caution and empathy. Obsession often stems from various underlying issues such as insecurity, trauma, or mental health issues. Remember, it's crucial to approach these signs with caution and empathy, and never hesitate to seek help if you feel uncomfortable or threatened.